Hello dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum to everybody. I hope that you are well by the grace of Almighty Allah despite the presence of fear of COVID-19 among us. I am Abdul Rafi from Rampur Jilla School, welcoming you to our digital class, and I am going to deal with the last part of narration. And of course this is narration, passage narration. Today I am going to deal with a passage narration where you find yourself uncomfortable, and as you think that this is completely different from detached sentence narration, but you are not right in your thinking, because the passage narration is nothing but a collection of detached sentence. I think this lesson will help you to be easy at working with passage narration, because in this lesson I have used a format called passage sentence passage technique. It means I have divided the whole passage into different detached sentences, and then I have done the indirect one, and finally I have come back into the passage again. So while you are doing the passage narration, just I will advise you to do the three things. First, read the text to find out the characters involved in talking. Second, proceed on speech by speech and ask who is talking to whom. And to identify the speaker, consider the context if needed. So these three things you need to do before working with passage narration. Okay, so let's move on. So just keep your eyes, be attentive how I am going on. So direct speech, indirect speech. The first sentence, the boy said to his friend Jamal, I have a plan for December. So look at reported speech. I have a plan for December. So this is assertive sentence, and of course already you have known where to bring change on the basis of the reported speech. Okay, so look the change. The boy told his friend Jamal that. Okay, reporting verb and inverted comma have been changed according to the shown process in our previous classes. So next, look at subject, reported speech. I, this is first person, and of course you know that the subject of the reporting verb takes the place of subject of first person. Okay, he. Next, tense. So look at the tense. I have a plan. This is present indefinite tense. Of course it will change into past indefinite. That means had a plan, he had a plan. Okay, and the last one is other words. So I have a plan for December. These are other words, so they will remain unchanged because they are from third person. Okay, just look at the second sentence. Jamal said, what is your plan? So again look at the reported speech. Of course this is the interrogative sentence, so accordingly the change of reporting verb will be like this. Jamal asked what, as the reported speech starts with WH word, so the WH word has taken the place of inverted comma. And now we will have to think about the rest of the part of the reported speech. Is your plan? That means this part should be reformed into assertive one. That means it will be like your plan is. So the subject is your plan, and it will be his plan. And of course look at the tense. Your plan is, that means present indefinite tense, it will be past indefinite, and was will be here. So finally we found that Jamal asked what his plan was. Okay, so done. Next sentence, I will arrange a picnic after our annual examination. So if we consider the context, it will be clear that this one is told by the boy. Okay, so look at the reported speech. This is assertive sentence, and accordingly the reporting verb and an inverted comma will be changed in this way. The boy told him that. Now look at the subject I. Of course it will be replaced by this subject of the reporting verb, so it is he here. Next, look at the tense, will arrange. It will be changed into would arrange, and this type of change is already shown to you in your previous classes. So what about the other words? A picnic after their annual examination, as only the word they, our is from pronoun, that means first person, so it is changed according to the subject of the reporting verb, the boy. Okay, next one, how nice the idea is, and also the context says that it is told by the friend Jamal. So look at the reported speech. This is an exclamatory sentence, and of course it will be changed accordingly, and like this, he, Jamal, exclaimed with joy that. So if look at the subject, you may be at the very beginning confused which one is the subject, so it is better to transform it into an assertive one in another place for your better understanding. So if you do this, then the assertive sentence will be the idea is very nice. Okay, so from this you can easily pick up the subject. So the subject will be the idea, so it will be unchanged as this one is from third person. Okay, so again if you look at the tense, so this is the idea is, so present indefinite tense will be past indefinite, so the idea was very nice. The other words will remain unchanged because they are not from person or anything else that are supposed to be changed according to the rules shown in our previous classes. Okay, so look at the last sentence from indirect speech. May Allah grant your desire. Look at the reported speech. This is an optative sentence, and of course it is told by friend Jamal. So he wished that, and it is done according to the rule of changes on the basis of reported speech optative sentence. Now look at the and of course its subject will be Allah, and as it is third person it will remain unchanged. And you know that while you are changing optative sentence into indirect one, the subject is followed by might, so might will be there, and after might the verb will be in present form, so might grant your desire. Okay, only the word your is from second person. This will be changed by the object of the reporting verb. Okay, so and the other words will remain unchanged because they are not changed according to our rules. So let's move on. This is called, look at all the changes into a passage. So the boy told his friend Jamal that he had a plan for December. Jamal asked what his plan was. The boy told him that he would arrange a picnic after the annual examination. Jamal exclaimed with joy that the idea was very nice. He wished that Allah might grant his desire. So first we have looked at the passage, then the passage has been separated into different sentences, and after indirect one, the indirect sentences have been assembled in a passage. So this is the final form, and I think that you will feel comfortable because the passage narration is nothing but it is a collection of many detailed sentences. Okay, so let's move on. The most important thing there, we find some special expressions while we are doing with or while we are working with passage narration, and these are very important, and sometimes you feel uneasy while you are facing these expressions. So like this, yes, if you find yes and it is changed into indirect one in this way, subject plus replied in the affirmative. Subject refers to the speaker of this word yes, right? Okay, look at the example. The boy said to his friend, yes, I have done the work. So what about the indirect one? The boy replied in the affirmative and said that he had done the work. So look at the phrase replied in the affirmative in place of the word yes. Okay, so move on. So now it is no, so it will be changed into this subject plus replied in the negative. And let's look at the example. The girl said, no, I have forgotten it. And what about the indirect one? The girl replied in the negative and said that she had forgotten. Okay, so it's clear, I think. So let's go ahead. And thank you, congratulations, welcome. You most often you will find this sort of expressions. So what will be their changes into while you are doing indirect ones? So look, speaker, that means subject, plus the words will be used as a verb. Thank you, that means thanked, congratulated, or welcomed, and object, that means the listener of these expressions. So look at the example. The boy said to his friend, thank you for your help, and this is indirect one. The boy thanked his friend for his help. Okay, let's move on. So very often you face this sort of expressions: good morning, noon, good afternoon, good evening, good night, a happy new year. So what will be their indirect expressions? Okay, so let's look at the example. The girl said to his friend, good morning, Sonia. And indirect one is the girl wished her friend Sonia good morning. Okay, so these are nothing troublesome, rather they are very easy if you are very attentive to your class. Okay, let's see what is waiting in our next slides. So goodbye, and it's indirect expression by the speaker. Let's look at the example. The boy said to his friend, goodbye, Rashid. It's indirect one. The boy bade his friend Rashid goodbye. So very careful when you are telling someone goodbye, then you are using the word bade. Okay, some other expressions, sorry sir and I am sorry sir, they are equal in their message. This is their indirect expression. Let's look at the example. The boy said to his teacher, sorry sir. The boy apologized to his teacher respectfully. Respectfully is used for the word sir. Let's move on. Some special expressions more. By Allah, God, or Joe. So if you find this type of expression, you will use this for making indirect one. Swearing by Allah, God or Job. And look at the example. The boy said to his friend, by Allah, I won't let you down. So what about his indirect one? Swearing by Allah, the boy told his friend that he wouldn't let him down. Okay, let's move on. Lawyer, slow, coach, humorist, thief. Sometimes you may find like this expression. So what about their indirect expression? Speaker, that refers to the speaker of these expressions. It will play the role of the subject. Then call, listener, that means object, and the expression. Look at the example. He said to me, liar. He called me a liar. So far it has been clear to you that the expressions are not very difficult one. Just take it easy and use the structures that I have already shown. And I think if you keep all these things in your memory and if you practice at your home, then everything will be okay. So it's time to say you farewell. And before that, let me tell the same slogan: stay home and stay safe. And I hope that you have got the idea, and of course you will do your practice at home and you will be safe at home. Very soon I am approaching you with another class. Until then, Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.